Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Fleet carriers are easily the largest vessels a player can buy, yet whilst this is true, they also come with a whole range of possibilities and questions. So in this video I'm going to look at 17 things that you should know about fleet carriers. Firstly then, what are fleet carriers? Well, in brief, they are gigantic spaceships that are ownable by the individual player. They offer a place to dock, store your ships, replenish your essentials, repair and much more. The carriers can also, in theory at least, be used as a mobile market to sell goods to other players. So if that sounds good to you, you might be wondering where you can purchase one. Here's a list then of some of the locations that fleet carriers can be purchased, both within the main inhabited human space as well as out in Colonia. The price tag is a rather steep 5 billion credits, and remember that even after purchase there are going to be ongoing costs which can reach as high as 24 million credits per week. More on that in just a bit. So to make your purchase, head to one of the relevant star systems. Stations which sell carriers are instantly recognisable as they have a fleet carrier dry dock located outside of them. When docked, look for the vendor within the contacts menu on the main services screen, and from here you can make your purchase. Now your carrier is far too big to be delivered directly to you and instead will be parked in orbit around a nearby planet or star. It's quite likely that you will find it located within the same system that you made the purchase. However, it's also possible that it may instead be found in a neighbouring star system. You can locate your carrier via the galaxy map. It will display as an orange fleet carrier icon. So then, here are a few things that you should know about fleet carriers. Fleet carriers have an upkeep cost. This is an ongoing fee that you will have to pay on a weekly basis. The fee is collected from your carrier's bank during server maintenance each Thursday. The total you pay for upkeep will vary depending on how many services you have active. Each additional service that you have active will add to the total amount of upkeep that you have to pay. The services fleet carriers offer include commodity trading and tritium depot. These are both standard core services. Additional optional services are refueling, repair, armory, outfitting, secure warehouse and universal cartographics. Now fleet carrier services can be paused. If you're not using a service on a fleet carrier, you can basically deactivate it, and this in turn will reduce the cost of weekly upkeep, but not remove it as a cost in total. Services for fleet carriers can only be added to your carrier when in a carrier administration system. When other players use services on board your fleet carrier, they will pay a small surcharge that will go directly into your carrier's bank. This is basically your profit. Fleet carriers can run up a debt. When your carrier's bank runs out of money, the upkeep will cause your carrier to go into debt. When the debt reaches the debt limit, your fleet carrier will be decommissioned and sold. You will get a full refund of the 5 billion credits that you made on the purchase, minus the cost of the debt. Anything stored on the carrier will be delivered to a nearby station. Fleet carriers have 16 landing pads split as follows: 8 large, 4 medium, 4 small. There are no limits to the number of ships that can be docked to the carrier. If your carrier is full and someone is getting a docking permission denied message, they can move to a different instance by relogging or by supercruising away and then returning. Fleet carriers are persistent. When you, as a carrier owner, log out of the game, the fleet carrier remains in the galaxy. Carriers are persistent across all game modes and platforms. That means that if you park a carrier around a planet in open on PC, it will also be visible to a player in solo on the PlayStation 4. In short, once you have your carrier, everyone will be able to see it at all times. Fleet carriers cannot be destroyed. If other players target and attack your carrier, they cannot do any damage to it. However, your carrier does have some huge weapons on it and will make very short work of anyone who attacks it. Anyone who attacks your carrier will face consequences. If they are destroyed, they will be sent to a prison ship. If you attack your own carrier accidentally or otherwise, you will also be sent to a prison ship. So here's a handy tip: don't do this at Beagle Point. Carriers can make a 500 light year jump. You can use the carrier services menu to set a destination for your fleet carrier, and once the destination is set, a 15-minute timer will begin. at the end of which the carrier will make a hyperspace jump to the destination. Upon arrival, the carrier will begin a 5-minute cooldown process before it can jump again. A fleet carrier takes wear and tear damage for every jump that it makes. The cost of repairing this damage is added to your weekly upkeep costs. You don't have to be docked at your carrier in order to issue a jump command. This can be done remotely, even from the other side of the galaxy. Fleet carriers require fuel known as tritium in order to jump. Tritium can be mined or purchased from stations. A carrier can hold 1,000 tons of tritium in its fuel tank. Additionally, you can store another 25,000 tons in the carrier's personal inventory space if you so wish. Of course, this can be tritium or indeed any other commodity. Fleet carriers cannot jump into permit-locked systems, and this is true even if the carrier owner possesses the required permit. Space within star systems is limited. Only so many carriers can exist inside any single star system, and this will be dependent on the number of orbital bodies as well as the size of those bodies. That means that a system with dozens of planets will be able to hold many more fleet carriers than a system with only 1 or 2 small planets. Once a star system reaches its fleet carrier limit, you will not be able to plot a jump into that system until a space becomes free. Fleet carriers have personal inventory space, and this is accessible to only the fleet carrier owner. Here you can store commodities, ore, tritium fuel and other things. Modules and ships can also be stored on a carrier by default and do not count against your storage space limits. To access your personal inventory space, use the right panel inside your current ship whilst docked at the carrier. From here, navigate to the cargo hold menu and then into the transfer screen. That then covers 17 things that you should know about fleet carriers. If there's anything you feel I've missed or anything else that you'd like to recommend, do check out the pinned comment in the comment section below, and there you can add in your suggestions. Also, if you'd like to discuss fleet carriers in any way at all, why not come along to my Discord server? Again, there's a link in that comment. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.